picked here. The Zebo. We've seen the Void Prison Ring of Frost. So when it comes to these two teams, man, anything could happen.
Yeah, Artanis with an amateur opponent, you can actually bring down that Immortal pretty efficiently. Let's see which team actually goes towards that team fighting comp or that racing comp. These are one of the biggest themes in this battleground, especially for HGC Korea, as you saw a lot. We even seen the Zebo to take that with spiders. It's quite funny, and then team overextends at the last HP left for the Immortal and basically lose the team fight, gets the Immortal, but lose the game.
I've been seeing a lot of that, man.
Yep, that came along. I think we saw that like 3 times or more. So let's see if which teams is able to pick on which kind of draft, what they're actually going towards. Let's try to predict. I think BlossoM actually wants to go for that racing comp.
It seems to be like that's how it goes. Then Good tries to pick like Zeratul. They want to do the invade dive comp. That's I think the direction we're heading in here. It will be GG's first pick since BlossoM won the previous set, and it's their map pick, BlossoM's map pick. So GG in this first rotation now. Even a lot of consideration to what they want to ban. There was no break between this game, so they didn't have too much time to talk about it after that crazy Sky Temple game that literally just finished. And basically, they're just like, yeah, we want first pick, of course. We haven't had that much time to think about it, though. Maybe just ban the Zarya here or the Vala.
Yep, that seems like an okay ban if you don't have anything else.
Yeah, because of the stylistic approach that BlossoM has taken to this map, I think banning Vala is the most correct. And we already knew before this draft started that Good would be wanting Zeratul on this map. Could even be the moment where they pick him first. And BlossoM very much aware of this. Wiz, he's smart, man. He knows how to draft. And this is, you know, a little bit of a non-meta first ban, but we have seen it before, and it's just so strong against how GG likes to approach this map and how they've been approaching it all tournament long. He's done his research, and you know what? I have no problems with this Zeratul ban. I want to give it 2 thumbs up if they commit to it.
Which also opens Falstad and Zarya for both teams. So it's going to be either you pick one, I'll pick one. Let's also try to see. This is my card. That's your card. Like, what are you up to? Both teams are asking the questions with this Zeratul ban. Like, there's just so much open, and then the big question, what we're focusing on today, is Ragnaros. Which team is going to take that, and how are they going to use it? Ragnaros is strong for offensive, defensive, just every single time. And it's actually going to be Li Ming, very, very highly prioritized by GG.
Yeah, Li Ming has risen to the top on this map. This means BlossoM kind of has to take Tychus. I think this is going to be a Tychus Malfurion rotation from them. Li Ming, in any sort of neutral zone on this map, if you're invaded or you're invading, she's powerful on both fronts because her poke will knock the Immortals out. That's why she used to be built with Astral on this map, where she would actually just have her mana restored when it used to actually be below 50%. Now it's below 25%, but that was her old pick on this map because she was so strong here and often even banned in that old meta. We're going back like spring right now, what I'm talking about, but for similar reasons, she's risen back to popularity here because her poke just eventually chucks the Immortals down.
Yeah, that was before like 3 times the nerf that Li Ming had. Like no wave clear, no smaller orb size and damage. So, and that's BlossoM's pick. Tychus, as you said, very highly prioritized, and also Malfurion. They can also go for that CC chain. Even Stitches will not very less likely to be picked here, but there are lots of options. ETC is also.
Yeah, you just don't want to. You don't want to get cornered in your DPS. You don't want to get choked out when the Li Ming comes in like this. If they have Tychus and Li Ming, you're really desperate, especially when you've already removed Zeratul.
It's really hard to fight on that range unless you have Sergeant Hammer, and if you are on that, the other team will likely to ban Sergeant Hammer also during the draft, so you really pick that from the beginning just to get it out of the way.
Well, ETC is a nice denial pick here if they want to go for him. He's not terrible with Li Ming, but you know his Rockstar passive doesn't really affect her that much. She does basically like 2 damage per auto, so I guess, yeah, she does 2 damage a little bit faster with ETC. But if you take Hammer, I think ETC is really good here in this rotation, and they are just going to lock this down. I love how GG is approaching this. They're going to have the poke comp. They have ETC for protection, And his Rockstar passive is going to help Sergeant Hammer do so much. We've seen Sergeant Hammer just sit literally in the middle of the battlefield and protect teammates that invade while Sergeant Hammer just turns around and hits the Immortal directly. Now, a big, I guess, how to put this, a big hero, a big hot topic tonight has been Karazim, his mobility, and especially Scarlet's palms in particular. They may consider just removing him here. Oh, there's the highlight, and there's the ban. This is all you really can do right now as BlossoM in terms of denials. There's a lot you can do in picks to be more aggressive, hit that back line.
This is not so common to actually ban Karazim, but we've been talking about to go really into when there are just so many DPS, so many tanks open, and DPS is already basically all chosen from both sides. This is a good chance to go into support choke, and this is going to come up a lot more as a lot more support players are going to be playing so well on that Karazim, especially on the better teams also.
Yeah. I think this could be a Nazebo ban. I'm not even kidding. We've seen it already once. And when you think about what consistent damage BlossoM can have, they're looking for a dive comp of some kind, but Zeratil's already moved. Like, the counter to what GD's trying to do right now is Zeratil, but they already banned it, so GD is, like, drafting really well here. I'd say if he removes the Zebo here, then suddenly BlossoM's like, ooh, we really have to dive in, and we don't have a good dive hero.
Or even Artanis, because they did have some trouble against it, and Artanis is also a very good racing on the Immortal, but instead it will be Variant. They want to take that heavy front line, less CC, they just want to take that out. Yeah.
Well, this means that they don't also have to worry about the Taunt and Sephiroth's combo, which would have likely gone to BlossoM had they left Varian alive or alone or available. What's the word for this? I'm like, left him alone. He's like, I'm not alone. I'm with Rag. We're a tag team.
Yeah, Zarya is still open.
That's true. Zarya is still available. Would help with invading quite a bit, giving some extra protection. And Expulsion Zone can trap Sergeant Hammer in awkward positions where she gets stuck. Somebody's in the exact point she's attacking from. So something to keep in mind. Nazebo is not a crazy choice here by any stretch of things. And we might see BlossoM pick him here. Okay, it's going to be Falstad instead, though. That was the other Reliant damage they have. It's probably going to be Rage Falstad. They're looking for that burst damage on Sergeant Hammer and Li Ming. They have very small health pools. And the Rag we knew was coming. It's been a big game changer, all best of 5 long. And BlossoM's got it on their side again now. Rhaegar will be the choice of support with Karazim removed and Tyrell for some extra protection. I really like GG's draft. There's no 5th pick BlossoM can pick here that's going to make me like theirs better. I think GG has really strategically done everything right in this draft for this map specifically. Yeah, they don't get Karazim because it was removed. Zeratul was removed, but they turned the draft on its head. It's like, oh, you remove Zeratul, but build a draft that's weak against Zeratul, but you can't pick him because you banned him yourself.
I also love it. It's almost like we're looking at the old Tempest draft and even the new Tempest draft, very similar. And GG has picked up, but I'm quite worried how well they can actually use Tyrael and really pair up with the Sanctification to everyone to just have that protection during the team fight. That will be the question that I want to ask to GG. But here, BlossoM, they have too much damage already. And against a Tyrael with Sanct, too much damage actually gets cancelled for that time the Sanctification is on the ground. What CCs do you actually want to use? Muradin, very strong in the front line. Some CCs, yes, that is okay, but Stitches.
Judy Stitches. Let's watch it again. This is the tank they're looking for. Okay.
They do have the follow-up CC, yes, but is Stitches going to be enough without even Zarya? Zarya just passed through this draft. Insane draft coming out.
Yep, no Zarya whatsoever. It's going to be all about the hooks, okay? Otherwise, I feel like GG has the better draft. They didn't go damage. You know, they wanted to stick with a big tankier tank here with their 5th and final pick. BlossoM on match point, a win here, seals the series for them. GG, though, with a really strong draft going into Battlefield of Eternity. We'll see if they can bring us to a game number 5. Let's get into it. In blue, BlossoM, Scarlet on Malfurion, Dudu on Tychus, Wiz on Ragnaros, Judy's on that Stitches, and then we got No Chat on his Fausty. That's what they call his Fausty.
Birdie. GG, BDG on Sergeant Hammer, Jaehyun on Regar, Good on Tyrael, Hooligan on ETC, Uj on Li Ming.
I think Falstad's Griffin is called Siegfried. Siegfried, man. Siegfried's MVP right now in Korea, man. Siegfried's so global. He's traveled the world. Siegfried's got his own helmet here because it's Stormlord Falstad, the best Falstad skin. Just wanted to point that out there. I know No Chat knows what's up.
Yep, he does know what's up. And BlossoM actually got a lot of their picks are comfortable picks also. So expect them to see on top notch. And of course, keep your eyes on the hooks. Oh, and instantly,
man.
That route was a little bit too slow, but fast power slide coming in from Hooligan also.
You gotta have faith in Judy. That's how this is gonna work.
That hook, wow. They
have a lot of burst with Mage Falstad against these squishy targets, especially. If there's ever a hook on Hammer, that's it. Okay, that's what's gonna happen. It's gonna be just she's dead. Okay?
And that scouting drone also really helps.
Yeah, that's why they had that pick in the first place. He's like, oh, I'll go clear the scouting drone. It's like, oh, that's exactly what we wanted. If the root is good there, that's a kill.
Yeah, Stitches did not get any armor, any spell armor, any ability armor, but Stitches wants to play and just wants that more health. And Stitches got buffed with a little bit more HP. So it was a little bit more tanky, but not much too yet.
Uj dodged that Stormbolt like a pro.
He's a pro.
He is a pro.
Yes.
I mean, like he stayed true to his nature when he dodged that. All I'm saying.
Yep, and with this 4-man rotation on top instead of bottom, because they saw Sergeant Hammer on the top, they just decided to stay on top. And it is Ragnaros versus Tyrael. We're not likely to see anything happening from the bottom.
Okay, this is the poke that GG has. Look, they've got the magic missiles. They've got Sergeant Hammer siege range. They're going to go in here aggressively with Hooligan in the front lines, trying to poke Judy down. Going to change targets here. Uj is super low. Look at the burst damage I'm talking about. Dodging another Stormbolt. Going to make it a 1-for-1. He does go down, but that was a nice dodge there, allowing him to do the extra damage. Otherwise, Falstad probably would have escaped. They get the kill on Wiz as well. And there you have it. This is going to be one exchange for them before halftime, it looks like. Good going to try to slow this down up here as we see the respawn of Li Ming. Uj's heading back. And look at how much damage BDG could do with that Rockstar passive. He is just sitting right behind that rock there.
Yeah, for now, BlossoM has the upper hand.
Yeah, just slightly. They had a lead before those picks, so it's not too surprising that would happen here. Gotta dodge that stun, though. Good gets hit. Very low on mana right now is good game. In fact, Jaehyun and Hooligan super low. There's the pull into the root, plus the Immortal wanted to get involved on that stun as well.
Yeah, assist for Immortal. There goes one assist. And Judy onto that hook, especially on those choke points. You gotta be careful. And there's Sergeant Hammer also going.
Okay.
And BTG barely gets out. Never mind, he does not. And wants to
saying.
race for that Immortal and lose the entire team fight. This is what's gonna happen for the rest of the team.
Like, Sergeant Hammer cannot get hooked. Like I was saying, if that happens, Sergeant Hammer's dead, and so is most of your damage here. Hooligan's going to come in. This is actually crazy. They want this super bad. They're going to get it. 1,200 hit points on this. Hooligan's going to pay for it with his life. I guess it's worth it, in need of all things. It's not the most heavily shielded Immortal, but it is going to be, you know, stronger than an ETC kill. In fact, he'll respawn pretty much right when the Immortal starts to head down. But a fiery game here as expected.
Another 30 game looks like we're going to see here as Judy hooks in. I think he just missed one hook until now out of 5. So that's 4 out of 5, 80%. And GG, they really want that Immortal from themselves. It doesn't matter if they actually go down. I don't think the first Immortal is worth that much to actually have 4 kills just going to BlossoM just for that Immortal death. Let's see if that's worth it at the later game.
Well, they got the wall down. I was really worried about Uj and BDG though, because they were like, "Ooh, you guys are the ones trying to get the soak. I'm not so sure. If you get hooked, you're probably gonna die." But they minimized some of the EXP loss there because the Immortal pushed the minions so far away they couldn't really soak them.
And they're also going in super deep here. Stitches getting some soak of damage. Tyrael actually decides to come around. It is actually GG onto Chase. Stitches very low as well as entire teammates.
Okay, Judy gets out, dodges that Tyrael expiration there, not really going to hit anybody. Hooligan walks through that damage coming out from Ragnaros, will back off, and it's just one death on the side of GG, but they're going to commit here anyways. There's Look on Wuche. Good reaction time to teleport away, but it won't matter. Wiz is ready. They will get the camp, but at what cost? They're losing more members here. And it's like they're getting these small objectives. Actually, they didn't even get the camp. It was red colored there, so I actually thought they had captured it, but they did not. It was, in fact, reset. Oh, no, they did get it. Never mind. It just didn't actually go into lane. My bad, I was right the first time. Anyway, the point is, they're getting these...
Yeah.
The point is, okay, I'm not used to colorblind mode, even though I've been casting it. I'm more used to the red color. The point is, they got the camp, but they lost members. They're down a talent tier now. 7 kills to 2. This was a big win for BlossoM. Despite losing the Impalers, they just cleared it immediately. And they get their own Shaman camp before GG does too, so it's going to be neutral up there in the top lane as this next Immortal spawns.
Let's see if GG actually dives in again, but it really surprised me, and the fact they have Leeming to actually poke down that Immortal slowly. They can choose to do so, but instead they go all in when Leeming keeps on poking on that Immortal. Look, and hold on to that thought as BlossoM.
Here's a moment where I feel like with this big invade from Hooligan and Good, they could actually be attacking. Okay, they're going to finally move over and do it. I believe Wuche should also be poking the Immortal as well. He's just going to try to look for some damage here. They're trying to brute force their way to this choke point while they do some damage to the Immortal. And it's actually a pretty even fight on that regard so far here. Judy actually coming up in the front lines. Hooligan gets the power slide back in here. Hook goes in, this time with the root. Oh, just barely not getting connecting there onto Jaehyun. Judy, oh, survives a little bit longer, but Good will get the kill. And they're committing to these dives. Will Good pay for it with his life? Yes, he will. And that trait's not going to kill anybody, not even going to connect with no chat. Good barrel roll there. So 1 for 1 here. And in terms of Immortal health, a win for GG. They're going to win this before halftime.
Yeah, but what about after halftime? I think GG with ETC, they tapped on the well just now, and I think they have the upper hand on racing, and it is BlossoM coming to defend their own Immortal.
Okay, Hooligan coming in here looking for the power slide. Doo-doo, quick response here. They're going to actually take this fight. They have so much poke. They just need to poke at a safe distance. That's why this Leeming is so strong. Like, Wuche's just going to keep throwing missiles and orbs. Judy's trying to block it as best as he can.
And even cleanse on that Sergeant Hammer just in case he gets hooked. What a great power slide in. Ragnaros is focused at the moment. Wiz going very low. Does get taken out.
Okay, that's huge now. This means they almost certainly get this. Going to get the counter kill onto Hooligan, though. But 2,000 health left. It's just getting poked down lower and lower and lower. So much poke here. BDG at full mana as well. Not that he needs it to do that damage to the Immortal. Wuche is just auto-attacking as best as he can as he's been spending so much just spamming his abilities. They will get this. They're down on EXP, but this will help even it up. They'll get 10 a little bit after BlossoM, very likely here. They go for these aggressive invades, get the lead in terms of like health and positioning, and then just kind of chunk down the Immortal after the first phase. The first phase is a little bit tough for them, but once they swap, they have the better poke. And Hooligan is very aggressively positioning himself to make it happen.
And we don't see any super special talents coming out from both sides. And it is Molten Core pop for Wiz to defend this top keep for now. And poking some damage. Hooligan does get hooked. Nothing really follows. That's the thing. Scarlet has been on point with palms and lots of other skills before, but the chain with hook, it's not really connecting too much in this game.
Not in this game. You know, we saw it a lot better last time they played. But tonight, it's definitely not been as solid. I have to agree with you. We see Gorge, by the way, so she's going to be able to eat somebody on his way out here. Oh, boy, this is a big sank there. Judy's trying to, he didn't even want to eat anybody there, and will be killed. Here comes the follow-up stage dive. Hooligan's looking for the pick on a Doo-Doo. He's body blocked here, so if you're a Smash to try to slow down the chase, does a lot of damage, but no kills. And Good Game wins that exchange. They have, I really just feel like they have the better draft, and it's working out for them. They have all this poke. ETC's doing a lot for them. And the Stitches pick was cool when they were getting hooks, but like you said, the root follow-ups here have just not really been connecting.
Yeah, without that, it's not really following to a kill, which they need to get picked off with that kind of draft. And hooking Li Ming or Hooligan is not too much of a help compared to hooking a Regar or a Sergeant Hammer.
Yeah, Sergeant Hammer especially is the real juicy target. You definitely don't really want Tyrael either. Well, we're going to kind of move into this neutral game now. GG takes the lead in EXP, and we're going to see both teams take their Shaman camps. The faster take will go to BlossoM. This next Immortal phase is going to be critical. Push towards that level 13 talent. And this is like about as neutral as the neutral game gets. We're going to see this kind of crashing of heads here at the neutral camp. It looks like GG's not even going to contest this, in fact. So never mind. Going to be free Impalers here for BlossoM as they just sit and safely soak behind the wall.
And Falstad also was super safe, and there's a Tyrael hook getting some damage. See, Root did not connect also again. So we're gonna see. It looks like we're gonna see that very often.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, if you actually practice this really well, like, and have a lot of success with, like they actually did in their last match playing Stitches. I don't want to criticize too much because last time they were hitting it every time, just not today for some reason. If you hit it well, it seems so powerful, but if you can't, it's obviously the opposite.
Yeah, also like to play on BDG because with Sergeant Hammer, you basically want to go on that siege mode, having that comfortable auto attacks, but he's not been going into siege mode just in case he gets hooked. That's something that you should look at. Here comes a stage dive. Due to very low, gets taken out from the beginning. Great sanctification, catching all of them. This team fight going for GG.
I mean, so much chunk damage done for BDG. The sanctification blocks the Sulfuris, and from that moment on, it's like, oh, well, everything you wanted to do there just didn't go off because my sank was perfect. There's a ton of chunking damage by BDG before the fight even started. Dudu got caught, and he was the first one to go down. Just really nice fighting here. This team comp is amazing. Dudu's going to do a blind hook here. Unfortunately, not within range. Even if he had gotten a hook here, there's no follow-up. He's there alone, so if he actually hooked Hooligan, he might have been in trouble.
Yep, that too. Falstad has been soaking some EXP at the bottom, looking for that level 13 same even talent. Looks like they will have that same talent by the time Immortal hits the bottom lane.
Yeah, this is a full health Immortal, by the way. It is as shielded as it can be, so it's going to push really hard, and it's going to have ranged attacks for much longer, which makes it a lot harder to kill. There's not a ton of poke here for BlossoM. They are going to be able to use the Hammerang here and some of Tychus's semi-ranged attacks to deal with it, but look at it right now. They just can't even contest. They're just going to back off for a little bit here. Wiz is hiding himself for a potential flank here. Good goes for the scout, though. Very wise choice. Look at this Immortal. It's just ranged attack in this keep wall down. Still has half shields. Hasn't even been touched on its regular health. Look at all the poke. Li Ming, Sergeant Hammer. This could be a keep if BlossoM oversteps here.
And Falstad comes around from the side, harassing ETC a little bit, looking for that angle to gust all of them in. Gust is used, but only catch Hooligans, just to save himself. And Uj also comes for that kill. Yeah,
Uj's way of force a better angle. Might have gotten the kill. The Calamity damage was real there. It connected. This is the keep I was talking about, getting threatened. Molten Core bought them a lot of time, but not enough here. The keep will go down, and GG may just simply retreat here. There's no reason to try to force a fight. They don't have 16 yet. This is a huge win. 13 minutes into the game, get this first keep. That's going to be a whole lane that's always pushed, they always have vision of for the rest of the game. Never going to be taken from them. They have all their forts up. This is the comp to draft on this map, and they are making it look really strong. We look at just the draft on paper, you go, this looks to be the better draft. And if you ask why, just watch this game. The poke is real. The ETC kind of control to protect Li Ming and Sergeant Hammer is real. And hooks are, we talk about the if factors. Like, if you get a good hook with a good root, that's, I think, the strength of BlossoM's comp. They have burst damage of the Mage Falstad. But if you don't hit those roots, it doesn't feel strong at all. And they had a tough early game, GG did. Got hooked a few times, but now they've really hit their rhythm.
Yep, and getting pressured. BlossoM is actually going to camp so early when they can actually wait a little bit more for it to hit that Immortal timing later on, as it doesn't seem like there's going to be a team fight in the next minute or so.
Yep, that's exactly what Good Game's going to do.
Yep.
You're right on point here. So look, all they do is they clear this for free, and they're going to have
already
their
gone. Yes.
They clear it for free, and they're going to have their camp in a more relevant timing. Hooligan's just like, yeah, I'll take it when I want.
Yeah, just scouting, just in case.
He looks like he's having like a life crisis. Like, do I want to control these camps? Is that right? Is that actually what Heroes of the Storm is all about? Beating up these shamans and telling them what to do? He's like, I just don't know. Does take it.
And with that, luckily, BlossoM also has Falstad to just have him clear out the camp during the time when Immortal spawns. But they're going to lose out on that damage for the time being. Or they're going to have that top lane pushed for GG. It is BlossoM defending for the first time. Not for the first time for that Immortal. They actually want to get picked, but they shouldn't be defending like this. They should be away from the Immortal a little bit more.
I have to agree with you on that one. Big silence here and Gust, but it looks like the Rhaegar Ancestral does go off here. Look at the Sank once more. Look at all the damage that's already been done to BlossoM. They're in trouble here. Jaehyun will get away, and it's resets over and over and over again here for Wujie. Was looking for the reset there from Malfurion on Scarlet. Didn't get it at first, but got it there in the end after Ice Block expired. And this is a one-team fight for them. They're going to win this first phase on the Immortal. And the second phase is almost guaranteed theirs as well. During all of this, No Chat is just soaking top because he's trying to get them 16. They will have it when the respawn happens, but it's just going to be too late. This is going to be another nearly full shielded Immortal. I mean, it's fully shielded right now. They're not even going to risk moving over there to take the shields out, so it will be fully shielded. Yeah, they're on even talent tiers, but against this Immortal and all the sieging power, it's going to be so difficult to defend.
Yeah, by that time, Ancestral and Sank may be back, and they actually can push all the way to the core. BlossoM going all the way, knowing that, okay, going all the way out to do at least a little bit of damage to that Immortal. Let's see how far they can actually commit.
I think they should try to get a pick before the Immortal gets to the keep wall. Use Judy to try to get a pick here, win a team fight after the pick on even talent tiers, then come back and clean up the Immortal to stop it from killing the keep. Looks like they're going to take the opposite approach and just kind of sit and wait for it, but that's a problem because this Immortal is just going to do serious work no matter what. I mean, it's full shielded. To see the health bar, I need to use a magnifying glass here. Here's the pick they're looking for. Okay, they get Tyrael. That's a nice pick onto Good. That's one small step, but the Immortal's already on their keep here. I need to look for more picks to make this worth it. Here's the Molten Core, and here's a Flight and Gust attempt. And there's a silence there, paired with the stun.
Does catch some, and Molten Core doing a little bit more damage, but this Immortal is still way too healthy. Keep getting low, and Dutu is also getting very low. Sergeant Hammer gets the Ancestral. They're going to have a hard time. They can just siege this, push all the way to the core.
There's the keep down. They lost Tyrael. They don't have Sanctification to core with, and they don't have 20. But this Immortal is going to do basically all the work here. Still at 2/3 health. Ice Block forced here onto Scarlet. Down he goes. Dudu trying to do the fight here with Wujie, but he's not going to be able to do enough damage. The core will go down, and G-Clef, we are going to a Game 5. GG takes the win. And that was how you draft on the map, how you make the draft look smart. They fought every team fight properly. The Stitches hook potential was real. In the early game, they made it happen. We saw a lot of good hooks, but later on, it just didn't feel worth it.
Yep, it was